Gabe and Karen's Eden Kitchen. Gabe and Karen are entertaining their good friend Beth at an informal dinner, which is now moving on to the dessert course. Dishes are being cleared, coffee is being prepared. 4 children, now off stage, have been seated at the table with them. Beth is distracted, but not impolite.
Oh, and this market she took us to.
She took us shopping.
Campo de Fiere.
This indoor market.
Fish, produce, you name it.
Gorgeous stuff, really.
Rabbits, goats.
So aromatic, so colorful. And the faces.
I got some great shots.
The authority with which she handled every onion, every red pepper.
She'd squeeze an eggplant just so and close her eyes and inhale.
This is someone who's been cooking for 75 years. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Her relationship to food is so primal, so sexy, really. Gave us a great angle for our piece.
Well, I don't know about sexy. She's 86 years old.
Yeah, but you see the way she handles a zucchini.
Hey, regular or decaf?
Better make it decaf.
She gathers a few plates. Gabe takes them away from her.
Let me do something.
No, sit.
The traffic to her place was absolutely horrific.
Oh, really?
Harrowing, truly.
What are you complaining about? I did the driving.
I know. She's amazing. She drives like a New York cabbie. She does. I couldn't drive. I was too culture shocked. I was afraid I'd get us killed. Our bodies would have to be shipped home through the State Department.
Gabe.
And you and Tom would become the boys' guardians, raise them on processed food.
Beth swipes him affectionately for his affectionate dig.
Is that really what was going through your head?
Absolutely.
You are one morbid dude, my darling.
Yes, and I'm all yours.
Big kiss.
So, did you ever get to Rome?
What?
This is Rome, Beth.
Yeah, Amelia lives outside of Rome.
Remember?
Oh, of course. I'm sorry, I thought this was Florence you were talking about.
No. We haven't gotten to Florence yet.
Is this really boring?
No, not at all.
It is. We'll shut up.
No, go on. I want to hear about it. I do.
Why don't we just get to lunch?
Okay, so we get there in one piece.
Yeah.
And I am drenched with sweat from the hellish journey. I stumble out of the car feeling a bit queasy.
And she's preparing lunch.
Oh, this feast.
Wow.
The simplest, freshest.
Oh, the pomodoro.
Oh.
Tell her about the pomodoro.
Right. She had this lovely, sunny little pantry.
Yeah.
Filled with jars and
Jars and jars of her own plum tomatoes, picked from her own garden, that were the most incredible, succulent.
You wouldn't believe how red these tomatoes were. And sweet.
They were so soft, Beth.
Oh, buttery almost.
They were, and she just crushed them with her bare hands.
Pulverized them.
You should have seen.
And in gnarled little hands. It was a riot. This little old lady.
It was funny, it really was.
I mean, she's really tiny, like 4'10" or something.
No.
She's got to be, honey. Come on. She's definitely under 5
No,
feet.
she's not under.
Oh, think about it. She was like up to here on me.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was. Don't you remember how
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, the pomodoro.
Oh, the pomodoro was amazing.
And simple.
Amazingly simple. Sauteed garlic.
Yeah?
A lot of
A
garlic.
little onion, finely diced.
That's right. That was interesting. Very little onion.
Are you going to let me tell this or what?
Sorry.
She crushes the garlic with her thumb, by the way. This arthritic, calcified thumb. It was hilarious.
Dashes into the marble counter, flings it in the olive oil.
Then the tomatoes.
5-6 pounds of them.
Breaks up whatever isn't crushed with a wooden spoon.
Right, very deliberately, while stirring flames, shooting, scalding sauce, sputtering everywhere.
She used to scream.
You sure?
Positive. Then she adds a fistful of parsley, handful of sugar, handful of salt, lots of fresh ground pepper. Throws in some Chianti.
Which she'd been discreetly tucking away the whole time.
Daddy!
Yes?
Put on a tape. We want to watch a tape, please.
Danny can do it.
No, Dad, I can't. You do it.
Yes, you can, Danny. You do it all the time. All you do is put it in and press play.
I can't do it. I want you to do it.
Will you just go do it?
He can do it. He knows how to do it.
Dad, we want to watch the Aristocats. It isn't working.
Make sure the TV is on channel 3.
shout back and forth like that. Just go up there and talk to him.
All right, I'll be right up. Don't talk about Florence without me.
He goes. Karen smiles uncomfortably, sensing something is wrong.
So, was dinner?
No. Dinner was great. The lamb and risotto, everything. It was fabulous.
I overcooked the risotto. It was a bit gummy.
Not at all. It was perfect.
We have been running off at the mouth all night. I'm sorry.
No, you're excited. I'm jealous. It sounds like a great trip.
It was. It was really good for us. We were so trepidatious about leaving the boys.
Oh, I'm sure.
10 days is a long time.
It is.
We missed them terribly. We talked about them all the time, of course.
Of course.
But they were fine. I totally wore my mother out. But next time you and Tom have got to come with us. We'd have a blast, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Just the four of us. You would love Italy. The
I
art.
know. I can't believe I've never been there.
Leave the kids with Tom's sister or something. They'll survive. Believe me, if Danny and Isaac, we came home and it was like, oh, hello, you again? Too bad about Tommy.
What do you mean?
Having to fly to Washington in a night like this.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
loss. Oh well, more food for us. Are you okay?
oh, yeah. I think I may have a migraine coming on. That's all.
Oh, well, lay off the wine.
I am. I have been.
You want some Motrin?
Yeah, good idea. Thanks.
Karen gets pills from a cabinet.
I almost forgot. We got you guys something.
Oh, really? How
Just
nice.
a little something for the house. You know.
Oh,
Karen gives Beth a wrapped bundle.
thanks. Should I open it now?
Whatever.
Beth unwraps the bundle. Placemats.
Oh, Karen, thank you so much.
They're placemats.
Yes. They're beautiful.
From Siena. We spent a day there. Can you use them?
Oh, God, yes. Me?
Gabe returns holding 4 bowls, which had been the kids' ice cream dessert.
You should see. I wish I had some film.
That's right, we ran out of film.
All 4 kids, all in a row, like this. Like 4 little Raphael cherubs watching the Aristocats for the 97th time.
Beth?
What is it? What's the matter?
Oh my God.
Did I miss something here?
Beth, what is it?
Oh, Karen. Tom's leaving me.
What?
He's leaving me.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't love me anymore. He's leaving. He left me. He's gone.
What happened?
He says he's in love with someone else.
Oh God, you're kidding.
Who?
Babe,
What? I want to know if it's someone I know.
what difference does it make?
It's okay. I don't know, some stewardess.
A stewardess. Tom's in love with the
Oh
stewardess.
God, that's so tacky.
He's been traveling so much. Nancy, her name is.
How long has this been going on?
I don't know, a few months apparently.
A few months? When did you find out?
Last week, while you were away.
Oh, gee.
What happened?
He confessed. We had an argument about the dog. He hates the dog. The dog chews on the rug. Naturally, it's my fault, so he told me he was miserable and that he's always been miserable.
What?
He's been miserable for so long, he doesn't remember what it was like to be happy.
Tom said that.
He said this isn't the life he had in mind for himself, that if he were to stay married to me, it would kill him. He would die young.
Jesus.
Did you know about this? Did he say anything to you?
No, this is total. I didn't have a clue.
We all just went out to eat together.
I know.
Right before we left, that Indian place in Branford. We loved the chicken tiki masala.
I know, that's right.
You seemed fine, both of you did. You didn't seem miserable at all.
I know.
You mean to tell me we were sitting there having a wonderful time and he was not only miserable, but in love with someone else?
I know. Isn't that just the...
Oh, sweetie. I'm so sorry. This can't be happening. How could I do this to you? I just can't believe it. Feel free to jump in any time.
What? I'm listening.
So, are you getting some counseling or something?
Oh, he doesn't want to.
Come on, 12 years, 2 kids. He doesn't want to?
What does he want? Trial separation or something?
No. No, he wants a divorce.
Oh.
A divorce.
That's ridiculous.
That's what he says. He says he's tried for years to work it out.
How? How did he try?
He's had it. He's spent. He can't give any more.
I don't get it. It just doesn't sound like Tom. It's like his body's been snatched and he's been replaced by a pod.
I know. You should have seen him. The rage. I didn't recognize him. I've never seen that kind of rage in him before. He hates me.
No.
Oh, no, he does. He says I've ruined his life.
This sounds like something else is going on.
Doesn't it?
Some kind of life crisis thing. God, I wish you guys had come with us to Italy.
I think he's really in trouble. I tried telling him that, but it only made him angrier.
Oh, this is classic. We've got to get him some help.
Good luck. You know Tom. He's suspicious of every kind of therapy you can think of. I'm just worried he's headed for some kind of breakdown.
Do you think it's drugs?
Karen.
How else do you account for something like this? It's a total personality transformation.
Karen, I have been racking my brain, playing back every little tip, every long-distance phone
She's
conversation.
crazy about you, Beth. I know it. I've seen it. You can't fake something
Karen,
like
the
that.
things he said to me, this is not a man who's crazy about me, believe me. He's in love with this person. He is. He says she's everything I'm not.
What is that supposed to mean?
He says she's completely devoted to him. She hangs on his every word. She's there for him.
Oh, God, such bullshit.
Really, the stuff pouring out of his mouth, it's like bad greeting cards. He says, I gave him 75%. She gives him 120%.
He said that? 120%? He's into percentages? What's that extra 20% supposed to be?
Karen.
Oh, what, you didn't go for that extra 20%?
Well, apparently not like she does.
Look, we'll talk to him. Gabe will.
Sure.
No, Karen, he wants out. There's nothing to talk about. I told him whatever it would take, I would do anything.
Did you know he was so miserable?
No, he says I ignored all the signs. I didn't hear him. I mean, if only he'd talked to me. I mean, really talked to me. He was moody, yes, distracted. I thought it was work or jet lag. I'd find him staring off into space and ask him what he was thinking, and he'd always say, nothing.
Karen looks at Gabe. That sounds familiar.
What?
I don't know. He's definitely been going through something. That much I know.
Like what?
Wow. I don't know that I want to go into it.
It's okay.
It's inappropriate stuff, you know, sexual stuff. We went out to the movies, some stupid action thing he wanted to see, nothing sexy. And Tom, puts my hand in his crotch to, you know? And I look at him like, what, are you crazy? And he's mortally offended.
Was this before or after the girlfriend?
Must have been after.
Uh-huh.
Some kind of sexual daring test, and I loved it.
That's right. One more nail in the old coffin.
You got it.
See that? One lousy hand job and you could have saved your whole marriage.
Gabe!
Sorry.
So is she the reason he flew to Washington?
Dad, fix the tape!
Oh God, what about the kids? Have you told them?
Fix it! Fix the tape!
Hey, we hear you shouting! When are you going to?
I don't know. I don't know. He goes out of town so much, I feel like there's no need to break it to them right away, you know? Maybe we're a bit more testy than usual, but things really aren't that different.
Dad, it's doing that thing again!
You can fix it, Daddy.
I don't know how!
I showed you, remember?
Daddy showed you, Daniel!
The plus and the minus. Press them both at the same time.
Must you?
Oh, I'll go up.
No, I will.
Fix it! It's still doing
I'm
it!
coming! Stop shouting!
She goes. Gabe and Beth are alone. Awkward silence. He offers her wine. Beth shakes her head no. Gabe refills his own glass.
All the vacations we spent on the vineyard, you guys met there. We had such great times there. Remember the summer you and Karen were both pregnant? How can he walk away? I don't understand it. How can he just...
I should get the kids. We should get going.
Beth picks up one boy's sneaker by its laces. She looks around for the other.
Do you see another one of these?
Beth, I am so sorry.
You thought Tom never should have married me.
What?
It's okay, Gabe. I know, Tom told me.
I never said that.
It's okay. I just wonder if you're all right.
Karen returns, notes a certain tension. She embraces Beth.
Why don't we have dessert?
Oh, I don't know. It's late. I really should get them home.
Don't. They're riveted.
You're right. What am I running home to?
Referring to the dessert.
You want to do the honors?
Sure.
I'm sorry to lay this on you guys.
Don't be silly.
Hey.
This is the last thing you were expecting tonight, huh?
Oh, God, yes.
Gabe brings a cake to the table, slices it. Karen refills coffee.
Oh, that looks so good. What is it?
Limone mandorle polenta.
Mandorle?
Almond.
Instead of white flour, you use polenta.
Wow, what a good idea.
And 6 eggs.
It's very eggy.
And a ton of butter.
It's delicious.
I think it's great.
Yeah? You don't think I could have beaten the eggs a little bit longer? Don't you think you could have been a little fluffier?
No, I think it's good.
It's wonderful.
Too much vanilla?
Possibly.
I feel so much better now that I told you. All night long sitting here, I thought I was gonna burst. You're my closest friends, you know?
Of course we are.
Of course.
My closest friends in the world. This is so good.
She devours her dessert. Karen and Gabe are pensive. Lights fade. Later that night, Beth and Tom's cluttered, messy bedroom in lamplight. Piles of books, magazines, and clothes are about. Beth, seeming vulnerable and bereft, disrobes and wearing a t-shirt and panties, gets into bed. Somewhere within the house, a dog barks.
Sarge! Sarge, quiet! Sergeant, damn it, be quiet!
The bedroom door opens, startling Beth. Tom enters. He's in from the cold, dressed in winter gear and tracking in snow from his boots. He stands there. Light from the hallway spills in.
Tom, Jesus!
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Couldn't you at least not?
I'm sorry.
You can't just come and go as you please anymore.
Oh, shh.
It's not fair. If you're gonna go, go.
I just wanted to.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to change the
Oh,
locks.
come on. You don't want to do that.
I am. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Now, look, I didn't come here to fight, okay? I just saw the light on. I just wanted to say hi.
Hi? Why aren't you in D.C.?
My flight was canceled. They closed the airport.
Why? The snow's not that
No,
bad.
but it's getting worse. See, it's really starting to come down.
Oh, shit, it is. Why didn't you get a room at the airport?
Well, there were no rooms at the airport. You mean a motel?
Yeah,
There were no rooms, nothing. Everything was booked.
everything.
There was not a room to be had, I swear. You should have seen what's going on out there. Everybody's shouting and pushing. I just didn't have time to stay and sleep on the floor.
Well, why didn't you call your friend, the stewardess?
Travel agent.
Whatever.
I did.
And? Couldn't she help you with all her many connections?
Not really. I was 45 minutes from home. All I could think about was coming home. Don't worry, I'm sleeping in the den.
Who's worried?
Now look, I just wanted to say hi.
You're melting.
Huh?
Your boots, you're making a puddle.
Oh, geez, sorry. Look, I just looked in on the kids. They look pretty wrecked.
Oh, yeah. They partied hardy. Sam fell asleep in the car. I made a successful transfer, though. He didn't budge.
Well, he's snoring his head off in there.
He's getting a cold.
Oh, no.
Yeah, his nose was runny all night. I gave him some Tylenol before he left Karen and Gabe's.
Well, liquid or chewable?
Liquid.
Wow, when he led you? He usually puts up such a fight. Remember how he'd make himself gag?
Yeah, well, look, I'd really like to be alone right now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Your bedding's in the dryer.
Okay, thanks.
I threw everything in the wash. I wasn't expecting you back.
I know, thank you.
You might want to grab an extra blanket while you're at it. Sounds like it might get pretty cold out there tonight.
Good idea. Thanks.
Tom gets a blanket from a chest. He sees the placemats.
What's this?
Oh, for us. From Italy. A little house gift. Very homey, you know? Karen and Gabe, God love them, they know what a disaster I am in the kitchen, so they're always giving me things like trivets and cookbooks.
How was dinner?
Fabulous. You know. When is dinner there not fabulous?
What was it this time?
Oh, you know, those incredible recipes they picked up in Italy. Pumpkin risotto, grilled lamb.
That does sound good. You didn't bring any home by chance, did you?
No, I did not.
The kids eat that too?
Of course not. What do you think? They would never eat anything that good. No, Gabe cooked up some macaroni and cheese for them from scratch. That was almost as good as the risotto.
So how are they?
They're fine. You know, as always. They went on and on about Italy. Thank God their slides weren't back yet.
So what'd you tell them?
About what?
Why I wasn't there?
I said you had to go to D.C.
They accepted that?
Well, why shouldn't they accept that? You're always going somewhere.
Yeah, but they didn't suspect anything?
No.
What did they say?
What do you mean, what did they say? What did they say about what?
About my not being there.
They said they were sorry.
Sorry about what?
About your not being there. Jesus, are you going to cross-examine me now?
Look,
I'm tired. I'm going to sleep.
I just want to get an idea about what you talked about. That's
I
all.
told you. Italy, stuff. They talked about this famous old Italian cook they're doing a piece on.
And?
I don't know, Tom. We talked about a lot of things. What do we ever talk about?
I don't know. What do we talk about?
Movies, kids, money, the news. I don't know. What we saw, what we read. Karen's mom has cataract. She's going to have surgery.
Is that it?
I don't know. I don't remember every single goddamn thing.
You were there like 5 or 6 hours.
Oh, please.
Right, like from 5 to 10:30?
So?
So that's a lot of hours to fill with talk. I mean, you mean to tell me the whole evening went by without a word about us?
You're so paranoid, you know that?
Oh, really? Am I?
Look, I'm really not in the mood for this.
Oh, you told them.
What?
You did. You told them.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I could tell by looking at you. I knew I shouldn't have trusted you.
I want to wake up the whole
Now, we're gonna get a sitter and tell them together, face to face, remember? That's all I asked.
If
Wait
it
for
was
me
really
to get
so
back!
important, you should have just come tonight instead of running off to be with your
Shit!
girlfriend.
Where were the kids?
What?
What? Where were the kids when you told them?
I don't know.
You don't know? Were they sitting there?
No, of course not. They were upstairs, I guess, watching a tape.
What were they watching?
What?
What tape were they watching?
Christ, I don't know, Tom.
You don't know what tape your own children were watching?
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know, some Disney thing, The Aristocrats.
So the kids are upstairs watching the Aristocats and you're where?
This is ridiculous.
No, I want to get the whole picture. The kids are upstairs and you're in the living room, huh?
At the table.
In the middle of dinner.
Right, before dessert.
What was it?
What?
The dessert.
Some kind of lemon almond cake made with polenta.
Was it great?
Yes.
So you're sitting there.
I don't believe this.
Just tell me.
We were sitting there and I lost it. I just
Oh,
lost
Christ.
it.
You cried? You actually cried?
Yes, what do you expect? Of course I cried.
Shit!
You try carrying that around with you. I am only human. I mean, I'm sitting there with our closest friends.
I can't believe you did this.
Eating their food, drinking their wine, making believe that everything is just dandy, and I couldn't do it.
Oh, I can't believe it.
So what? So what did they know? So they know they were bound to find out.
That's not the point. You've got the advantage now.
What? I do not.
Of course you do. You got to them first.
Tom.
God, they heard your side of the story first. Of course they're going to side with you. It's only natural.
Come on, nobody's taking
Oh,
sides.
don't be naive. You know how this is. I'm not going to let you get away with this.
What?
Gabe and Karen mean too much to me. I'm not going to let you turn them against me.
Tom, you're overreacting.
Don't tell me I'm overreacting. You prejudiced my case.
I have not, Tommy. I was very even-handed.
How can you say that? You're sitting there turning on the tears.
I wasn't turning on anything. Fuck you. I stated the facts. They were very sympathetic.
Well, of course you were sympathetic. You won them over.
I did not stop saying
You
that.
intended to tell
That
them.
is not true. I tried. I really did. I couldn't help it. Everything just spilled out.
Oh, tell me what you spilled. I want to hear what you spilled.
Look, this is sick. I'm exhausted. Aren't you exhausted?
I want to
Tom?
know what was said. Do you mind? I'm entitled to know.
You know, we've been through all of this a dozen times.
Yeah, if you're going to be speaking for the both of us, the least you could do was like kind of give me a...
I told them what happened, okay?
Everything?
Yes.
What'd they say?
They were shocked. They were sad.
Were?
What do you think? They're our best friends. Of course they were shocked. They were terribly upset.
They were sad for you, though, right? Because I'm such a bastard.
They were sad for everybody. They were sad for the kids.
Did you tell them what you did to me? How you killed my self-confidence?
Oh, Christ.
Did you?
Mom.
Did you tell them how you refused to hear me? How I tried to get you to listen to me for years, but you wouldn't? Did you tell them that?
No, more of this, please.
Yeah, I cried out for help so many times.
How did you cry out, Tom? By fucking stewardesses?
God damn it, she's not a stewardess!
Were your cries detectable by human ears, Tom? Or could just the dogs in the neighborhood hear them?
That's right, go ahead, cut me down, castrate me all over again.
Oh, please! You know, I hear you say this stuff, Tom, and I can't believe that someone I could have been married to for 12 years, that I could have had children with, would be capable of spouting such banal bullshit.
Even now you're doing it. Even now you refuse to hear me.
I hear you. I hear you. Christ! Tell me your girlfriend feeds you this crap, Tommy. I cannot believe you come up with it on your own.
Don't patronize me! I don't need Nancy to tell me what I'm feeling.
Don't talk to me about being patronized. You patronized me all along, from the very beginning.
I patronize you?
Yes, admit it. You never took me seriously as an artist.
Oh,
Never!
God!
You
God's
did it!
sake!
You never really supported me!
I supported you. I supported you of our entire marriage. How can you say I didn't support you? You got a great deal. You need more time to yourself? Help with the kids? I got you a nanny.
Me and Annie.
You need your own space? I built you one over the garage. God knows what the hell you do up there all day.
All I ever wanted from you was respect. You know that? For me. For my art.
Your art.
What's the use? Just get out of here. Go, get out.
Yeah, you held this marriage hostage to your goddamn art.
Out!
You know what it's like having to support something you don't believe in? Beth, do you, Beth?
No, I don't.
It's exhausting.
I don't want to talk anymore.
The lying to
Go
yourself.
away!
Yeah.
Get out!
What was I supposed to tell you? That I thought your art sucked?
Bastard.
Yeah, I was supposed to say that was just an excuse not to get a fucking job like everybody else.
You're such a fucking
And really do something with your life?
How dare you! How dare you!
How could I? I've been depending on perpetuating a myth of talent. You want to fight? Huh? You want to hit me?
You
Huh?
know me.
Hit me! Go ahead! Hit me!
Prick!
Bitch!
Liars!
Ball breaker!
You fuck!
Really hot. Look at me. You see what you've done to me? You see what you've done?
Look what you've done to me!
Kill you. Right now, I could fucking kill you!
Try it. Try it. I dare you.
They look at one another. Suddenly he kisses her hard on the mouth. Equally aroused, she quickly undoes his pants. The lights fade. Gabe and Karen's house, later that evening. Gabe and Karen are on the sofa finishing off a bottle of wine. Their banter is edgy but affectionate.
Beth and Tom.
I know.
Of all the couples we know.
I know.
God, Gabe, we introduced them.
God, you're right.
They sit in silence, each lost in thought. They shake their heads, sip their wine.
What do you think of the Shiraz?
Astringent.
I think so too. Can you imagine what that would be like? You spend your entire adult life with someone, and it turns out that that person, the one person you completely entrusted your fate to, is an imposter. Can you imagine?
Now, wait a moment. We don't know the whole story.
What is there to know? He was duplicitous. He cheated on her.
Yeah, but it can't be as simple as that, Karen. You know that. It never is.
That snake.
Honey, you're talking about someone who up until like 2 hours ago you thought was salt of the earth.
I know. I was wrong. I can't believe I could have been so wrong about a person. Have I ever been so wrong about someone? God, what does this say about my judgment?
Karen, come on. He's the same person you've known and loved for years.
No, he's not. He couldn't be. I'm beginning to think he was never that person.
Honey,
Maybe he never existed at all.
come on.
Maybe he was a figment of our collective imagination. He's very seductive, your friend. He had us convinced he was true blue. He really did. What a simpatico guy. Decent, loving, hardworking, a good father.
He is all those things. So he made a transgression.
A transgression?
It's still the same old Tom.
This is more than a mere transgression. How could I ever look into the eye again? I can't. After what he's done to Beth and the kids?
So what do? Abandon him? He's my oldest friend.
I don't expect you to do anything. Do whatever you want. I'm saying I can't look at him anymore.
Maybe he's really in trouble. Maybe he is. What kind of friends would we be if we went ahead and punished him? Got a feeling Beth is doing a pretty damn good job punishing him herself.
She is the injured party.
So what does that mean? She is the injured party. So we can only stay friends with her?
I'm telling you, I can't be friends with him anymore. You can be friends with whomever you like. As far as I'm concerned, someone who conducts his life like this is not to be trusted.
Oh, you are so strict.
I am not strict. I resent that. That's one of those words.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm principled. You can't fault me for being principled.
Doesn't forgiveness enter into it for you, or are you too principled for that?
Some things are not forgivable. This is not forgivable. It's too easy. I'm sorry, actions have consequences.
Oh, remind me not to get on your bad side.
You do something like this, I'm telling you right now, you are out of here.
Really?
You better believe it. None of that sleeping in the den shit.
It's for the kids' sake. That's what she said. I can understand
He's
that.
gonna decimate his family. He doesn't deserve to sleep under the same roof. I'm sorry.
But it's for the kids.
That's a privilege. He's lost that privilege.
Wow, you are really tough.
Don't be facetious. There's got to be a price for doing what he did. This neither nor situation just won't do. I don't know if she can tolerate him. I would just throw him the hell out.
So, if in a moment of weakness, I sleep with a checkout girl or something, and am foolish enough to confess it to you and beg for your forgiveness, you tell me what? To go fuck myself?
That's right.
You mean we couldn't still be friends?
No way.
You mean we wouldn't even be civil with one another? Wow, at least I know where you stand.
As if you had any doubt.
She
Thing
pulls him
is-
closer. He rests his head on her lap.
Thing is, you never know what couples are like when they're alone. You never do. You know that. There's no way of knowing. It's all very mysterious.
There goes the vineyard.
Oh God, you're right. How would we work that?
Couldn't. What, we'd have Beth come with the kids for 2 weeks and then she would go and Tom would take over? That's
Ah, it
ridiculous.
sounds awful.
Mess.
It's like a death, isn't it?
Why were you so quiet tonight?
What? What do you mean?
When Beth was telling us, you were so silent.
I wasn't silent. I was shocked. I was stunned.
You let me do most of the talking.
That's not unusual. Hey, no, I mean it. You do most of the talking.
I do not.
Yes, you do. You generally have more to say on any given subject than I do. That's why we work well together. You talk, I write, you edit me.
You're evading.
No, I'm not. Evading what?
I think what Beth was telling us, I think it was really hard for you.
Of course it was hard. No one wants to hear about his closest friends going through something like this.
No, that's not what I mean. Don't get defensive. It's just, I think all this marital talk, it's too close to home. I think it made you very uncomfortable.
Made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's not the most pleasant of topics.
Don't play dumb with me, Gabe.
What?
You're playing dumb.
No, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about.
You do that, you know. Whenever I want you to talk to me about something like this, something important.
Oh, great. You're trying to pick a fight with me or what?
No, Gabe.
What do you want me to say? That this whole thing scares the shit out of me?
Yes,
Well, it does. Okay?
it does me too. You think you're safe on solid ground, and all of a sudden the earth cracks open.
Headlights appear through the windows. A car pulls into their snowy driveway.
What the hell is that? Oh, shit. You're not going to believe this. I think it's Tom.
You're kidding.
Oh, it is Tom.
He's supposed to be in Washington.
Well, he's not. He just pulled into our driveway.
I don't want to see him. Tell him I went to bed.
Karen, come on. You can't do that.
He's not here to see me anyway. He's here to see you. He's your.
That's not true. You love Tom.
No, I thought I did.
Karen, please. Don't leave me alone with him.
Gabe goes to the door and opens it.
Tom. Hi.
Hiya. I know this is crazy. It's really late and everything.
No. That's okay. Come
I
here.
just had to see you guys.
I know.
Here's another fine mess I've gotten myself into.
I'll say.
Yeah. Hi.
Tom presents himself for a hug, but her body language tells him that she's not interested.
It's okay, Karen. You can hug me. I'm not contagious.
She coolly drops her guard and lets him hug her.
Thanks.
I thought Beth said you were in Washington.
Yeah, I never got there. Weather.
Hell of a night to be out on the road.
Yeah, I was slipping and sliding. I wasn't just gonna drop in on like this. I was gonna call you on the way, but I forgot to recharge my phone. Sorry, Karen.
Don't apologize to me.
So, have you had dinner?
Actually, no. Just a crappy sandwich at the airport.
Let me fix you a plate.
Oh, no, you don't have
It's
to.
no problem, really.
It's so late.
Tom's right. It really is late.
Don't worry about it. I think a light supper would be just fine.
Thanks. Hey, you wouldn't have any of that lemon almond polenta cake left, would you?
As a matter of fact, we do.
Great.
She told you about that?
Yeah, she said it was wonderful.
You talk about cake?
Yeah, well, why not? We talk about,
Well, you two can bond. I'm going to bed.
Karen, wait, look, I know this is awkward.
Not at all.
It's just a lot to digest all at once. You know, I know you're mad at me, I can tell.
No, I'm not.
Karen.
That's just what I wanted to avoid. You've already made up your mind.
No, we haven't.
It's very late and I'm
I
tired.
wanted to tell you all together. I knew this would happen, and so she did. It's really vindictive of her. It really was.
I don't feel like getting into this with you right now. You drop in unannounced.
Karen.
I said I was sorry about that. My car phone, it just was there.
Yeah, well, I'm going to bed.
Honey!
I don't want to go a night go by without seeing you guys.
Good night.
Hey, you're not even going to hear me out? I came here. I mean, Karen, don't you think you owe it to me? Owe it to our friendship? You guys just mean too much to me. Did not.
He's right.
Okay. You made your point, Tom. You drove all the way over here in a snowstorm to lobby for our support. That's very politic of you.
I'm not lobbying for anything. I just think you've got to hear me out. You can't just go by what Beth says.
It's pretty unambiguous, isn't it, Tom?
No, it's not. I'm not the villain here. If you insist on seeing me as the villain, I can tell you things about Beth that you wouldn't.
Boy, there's just no end to how low you'll stoop, is
Karen.
there?
Things that might give a little bit more perspective on all this. Did Beth tell you how she wouldn't touch me anymore?
I don't want to hear
Huh?
it.
Did she tell you how she stopped touching me?
I don't want to hear it.
But hey, if you want to hear, if you just want to be pissed at me, fine.
It's so squalid. A stewardess?
Karen.
Is that what she told you?
I mean, really, couldn't you do better?
Nancy's not a stewardess. She's traveling.
I don't care what she is, Tom. The point is you fucked her.
Gosh, Karen.
What are you so angry about? Jesus, she acts if I'm like freaking.
Any man who would do that to his wife, to his family.
Do you think I do something like break up my family lightly? Do you, Karen? Is that what you think of me?
I don't know what I think of you, Tom. I honestly don't know.
Karen.
All I know is she'd better be worth it.
Look, maybe you'd better go to bed.
Maybe I should. Good night, boys.
Boy, if this is any indication of what it would be like if I ever...
Man, I knew she wasn't going to make it easy, but Jesus.
Give it some
Christ.
time. This is all very new for us, you know.
Tom nods. He sits to eat, referring to the plate.
I could throw it in the oven if you like.
No. This is fine. Look, magnificent.
Why?
Oh, please. Thanks. Now, I want you to know, I really appreciate this. I've been feeling so uprooted these days.
That's understandable.
You know, sleeping in the den, living out of a suitcase.
Good.
How do you do it?
Well, very simple. We marinated overnight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, lemon juice, olive oil, garlic, rosemary, and then you throw it on the grill, sear it.
That's fantastic.
Thanks. Beth thinks you're having a breakdown.
Of course Beth thinks I'm having a breakdown. If you were Beth, wouldn't you prefer to think that? I haven't gone crazy, Gabe. I've gone sane. I feel better now than I have in a long time.
If only you'd confided in me.
Gabe,
No, really. If you told me what was going on in your head,
you tried to reason with me?
yes,
Well, maybe I didn't want to be reasonable. Maybe I've been reasonable my whole life.
I could have helped you avoid this mess.
See, you see it as a mess, and I see it as the best thing that ever could have happened to me.
What is it, Tom? Is it just sex?
Just sex? No, it's not just sex. Well, of course, that's part of it, but you know. But, ironically, lately, the sex has been great.
You mean you and Beth?
Yeah.
You and Beth are still having sex.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. It seems to me, given the circumstances, the level of hatred and animosity, I don't necessarily see how combat is conducive to great
Oh,
sex.
God, it's been so intense. If the sex had been this good while we still had a marriage, oh my God.
I must be really out of it. I thought really good sex was the product of trust and love and mutual respect.
Kidding, right? Don't underestimate rage. Rage can be an amazing activity. God, it's really polenta.
Yeah, there's no white flour in it, just polenta. So, you're still making love, huh?
I wouldn't call it exactly making love. Beth really wouldn't touch me anymore.
What do you mean?
I mean the way someone who loved you might casually slip a hand on your arm or onto your shoulder or something. I did an experiment. I decided I wasn't going to touch her and see how long it would take before she touched me. And I'm not talking about sex now. I'm talking about skin-to-skin contact. You know, a simple goodnight kiss, holding hands. She wouldn't touch me, Gabe. And I gave it a week. I couldn't stand it. I broke down and cried. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm at the point in my life where I want to enjoy myself. I don't want to go through life hoping I'm going to get lucky with my own wife, you know? I mean, you go to bed and you think you're going to have sex, and you say something, kind of offhanded remark of no consequence whatsoever, and it pisses her off, and then the moon's gone, and it's lights out, and that's it. I must have jacked off more than any other married man in history.
I got that. Besides, whoever said marriage meant sex 24 hours on
I'm not asking for 24 hours a day. All I'm asking for is a little affection.
So, have there been other women?
No.
Sorry.
No, Gabe. There were no other women. There were opportunities, though. And I mean, when you're out of town as much as I am, you're lonely. You're far from home. It doesn't feel like you're living in real time. I'd be at a hotel bar and strike up a conversation with a female colleague or some divorcee with big hair. And I'd make them laugh, and they'd look pretty, and I'd feel competent. Again, you know? And I think, gee, maybe I am still clever and attractive, after all. There'd be that electricity in the air, you know, that kind of buzz. I hadn't felt since college, remember? Remember? When a single move, any move at all, and there'd be sex. But I'd get scared and say goodnight and go back to my room and call Beth out of guilt or hope and get some shit about something I neglected to do or did badly. Well, by the time I met Nancy, she made me feel good from the first time I talked to her on the phone. I hadn't even laid eyes on her yet, and she booked all my travel.
Uh-huh.
She's had this great laugh and this flirty sense of humor, and she said, "We've been talking for weeks. I want to meet you already." And I began to think, why the hell not? What am I saving myself for? The hypercritical woman waiting for me back at home who looks at me with withering disappointment all the time? This accusatory, "How could you be so thoughtless?" look. So on one hand, there's this delightful woman who makes me feel worthwhile, and then there's this other woman, my wife, who makes me feel like shit. What would you choose?
So what happens now, Tommy?
What do you mean what happens now?
I mean, what are you going to do? You going to go to someone?
Go to someone?
Yeah, a counselor or a therapist or something.
What would be the point?
The point, Tom, we're talking about your family.
The marriage is over. What have I been telling you? It's over.
How do you know it's over?
Because I know. Because as far as I'm concerned, it is over, and it's been over for me for a long time.
Yeah, but that's how you feel now in the heat of the moment. But don't you want to be absolutely sure you're making the right decision?
I am making the right decision. Are you questioning my decision?
Well,
Are you?
no, I mean, if I were you...
You're not me.
Okay. All I'm saying is, Tommy, if I were you, I would want to be certain that there was absolutely no hope whatsoever.
Jesus, man.
I mean, how can you walk away, Tom? How can you throw up your hands and walk away? I don't get it.
Christ, Gabe, you know,
12 years, don't you think you owe it to your
I
kids?
stuck it out for this long for my kids. It doesn't make sense anymore. It's not doing anybody any good.
Yeah, but this is a transient thing. Or a midlife crisis or something. Don't you want to know if it's something that'll pass before you do something irrevocable?
Look, this is not what I wanted from you, man, okay? If you were really my friend,
Of course I'm your friend, asshole. What do you mean if I was
If you were really my friend, you would just listen.
Oh, just listen.
Yes.
Is that what you want? I'm not supposed to say a word.
I don't want your advice. I don't want to know how much you think. I just want you to hear me. Is that asking too much?
Jesus, Tom, you drop a bomb on us. We're going to have opinions.
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear it. All right? My head is spinning around with shoulds and shouldn'ts. I've been through all this stuff over and over. Maybe news to you, but I've been living with this for a long time. I made up my mind. I just need you to hear me out.
All right. Talk. Go ahead.
No.
Talk, I'm all ears. My lips are sealed.
Look, I hope you never know the loneliness I've known. I hope you never do.
Hey, Tommy, don't go. I'll let you talk. I will. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Thanks for dinner, buddy.
Tom!
See you.
Tom waves goodbye. He goes. We hear his car pull away. Gabe turns off the lamps. He sits. He is deep in thought, in near darkness for a moment. Then a hall light comes on.
Gabe,
Yeah?
so, how was that?
Okay.
Come to bed and tell me.
In a minute.
He lingers, looking around the dark room, which suddenly feels cold and strange to him.
Honey?
Coming!
Gabe remains seated as the lights fade.
All right, thank you. We will have a brief intermission.
In the black, we hear the All Things Considered theme. Lights come up to reveal a house on a hill on Martha's Vineyard, 12 and a half years earlier. Much of this utilitarian 1960s vintage house, built by Gabe's family, is made of glass, so the view overlooking the ocean is pretty spectacular. The large main room is used for sitting, dining, and cooking. An exterior deck that wraps around the house is visible through the huge windows. It is around 6 on a summer evening. Daylight fades to dusk during the course of the scene. Karen is preparing a marinade of soy sauce, balsamic vinegar, lime, ginger, and garlic. Gabe enters with a bag of groceries, flowers, liquor. Everyone has more hair.
Hi.
Hi, where'd you go?
I stopped at Morning Glory. I thought we could use some flowers.
Nice.
They kiss. He arranges the flowers in a bottle.
Tom here yet?
No sign of him.
Where's your friend Beth?
She's still not back from her walk.
Ah, yes, communing with the skunk population, teaching them Tai Chi or something. Did you get a load of the relaxation tapes she listens to? She listens to them constantly.
Gabe,
Well, all that shimmery, tinkly, new age shit.
so what? It helps her relax. It's not like she's subjecting you to it.
Oh, yes, she is. I can hear that treble through the headphones. I don't know how she can listen to that stuff. It would just send me running to the bathroom all the time. What's she so tense about anyway?
Well, she is a little high-strung.
High strung, great. Hey, I know. Let's introduce her to Tom. Tom will bring her down to earth.
She's fun. Besides, I do think Tom could be good for her. He's essentially a good guy waiting to happen. He just needs to find the right woman.
Aha. And Beth is the right woman.
I don't know. Maybe. What's wrong with Beth?
Have you seen her sketchbook? Whoa.
There's no harm introducing them. What's the worst that could happen?
Gabe unpacks liquor. 4 bottles of white wine, 4 reds, dark rum, gin, tonic, and 2 6-packs of beer.
Think we got enough to drink?
We're gonna need every last drop.
Gabe smiles. He snuggles behind Karen and kisses her neck. She continues mincing garlic.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Gabe, no really, what are you doing?
Can I kiss my bride?
Go ahead, kiss your bride, but why is it you always get amorous whenever people are about to arrive any minute?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. What is that about?
Forget it.
He gets out the salad stuff.
Now you're sulking.
I'm not sulking.
Come on, honey. I'm mincing garlic and you're feeling amorous. Tell me, what am I supposed to do about this?
You could try putting down the knife.
She acquiesces. She puts down the knife and leans against the counter. He kisses her.
That wasn't so bad now, was it?
Karen puts her arms around him.
Oh,
What?
you know what time it is.
What?
It's time for me to scare you.
Oh, no, please don't.
I do. It's time.
No, Gabe, please.
Sorry, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Please, please, don't.
Sorry, sweetie, it can happen anytime now.
No.
Any second.
Gabe, please.
Sorry, kid, that's just the way it is. Boom! Works every time.
She kisses him. Their kissing progresses. Tom, wearing a knapsack, arrives after a long bike ride. He watches them for a moment. Karen catches his eye and abruptly stops.
What? Oh, Tom, hi.
Carry on, don't mind me. It was just getting good.
How long have you been standing there?
10, 15 minutes.
Jerk.
Nice to see you too.
Welcome. How was the ferry?
Oh, good, beautiful. Boy, the ride from the Vineyard Haven gets longer every year.
No, you just get older every year.
I could have picked you up.
No, I wanted to ride my bike.
Beer, wine,
Yes,
which?
beer.
How are things in the city?
Yeah, sticky. Thanks. So you guys look pretty good. You look like you're on vacation or something.
Funny how that happens.
So where's this woman you were setting me up with?
It's not a setup. Did you tell him it was a setup? Don't call it a setup. It sounds so cheap and scheming. We just thought you two might like each other, that's all.
It's okay. I have no problem with cheap and scheming.
It's not like it's a blind date. You already met her.
At our wedding.
Oh yeah, so you said. I don't remember.
Remember right at the end, the woman dancing all by herself on the floor doing all that weird kabuki shit?
Gabe!
What?
You're kidding. Her?
Now wait a minute. That really isn't fair. It was a wedding. She had a little buzz on. She was
So
feeling expansive.
that's the woman in question. I didn't actually meet her, but yes, I did observe her.
Yeah, I think Beth has been under observation.
You know, this is not funny. Beth is really, she's really a uniquely gifted person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that much seemed clear.
Stop it!
I'm only joking. Beth is great. You're gonna love her. And this is not a setup.
So, is she not here yet?
She drove up with us Thursday night.
She must have gone to the beach to paint or something.
She paints.
Yeah, and she's very good, too. I like her stuff.
What does she do?
She does this, I don't know what you would call it, this expressionistic, neo-psychotic...
Gabe,
What?
why are you doing this?
What does it matter what I think? Tom can decide for himself if he thinks she's any good.
Yeah.
You're being incredibly negative, and I wish you would cut it out.
He asked me what I thought. What difference does it make? Jesus.
They took in silence.
Gee, it's really generous of you guys to be setting your friends up. I guess you just want us to be as happy as you are, huh? That's really fucking
Screw
sweet.
you.
Hello?
Beth comes in looking sunburned and pretty, wearing a shoulder bag bursting with art supplies and headphones around her neck. She ignores Tom, who smiles expectantly.
Hi.
Hey!
I'm not late, am I?
Not at all.
I totally lost track of time.
Where did you go?
Oh, it was glorious. The light on the ocean. I walked all the way down to the beach where you took me yesterday.
Lucy Vincent Beach?
Yes.
Wow, that's some walk.
Oh, I love this place.
I know.
I am in love.
Now, this is your first time on the Vineyard?
I walked along the beach. I passed those spectacular clay cliffs.
Ah.
The light.
I know.
I'm telling you, the cliffs glow.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Oh, they're this brilliant terracotta.
Uh-huh.
And these people, these beautiful men and women were cavorting in the clay.
Oh, yeah.
And the light on their bodies.
Were they naked?
Excuse me?
I was just wondering if they were naked.
Some of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Beth, this is Tom. Tom.
Hi.
Hi, I remember you. I do remember him.
I knew you would.
wait. I don't think we ever...
At the
truly-
wedding. I talked a lot to the woman you were with. She was a public defender.
Not anymore. I mean, she's still a public defender. I'm just not with her anymore.
Ah, that's too bad.
No, not necessarily.
She seemed great.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I recall, I talked to her a lot more than you did. Maybe you paid a lot more attention to.
Moving right along.
Would you like to something to drink?
I would love something to drink.
Beer, wine, red, white, rum and tonic.
Ooh, yeah, rum and tonic.
You got
Rum and
it.
tonic sounds great.
You got it.
So, this is your first trip to the Vineyard?
Yeah. It is. And now I see what makes people so fanatical about this place. I think the terrain.
That's right.
Oh, this amazing mix of sand and cliffs and rolling hills. It's magical. It's like Scotland or something.
Oh, you've been to Scotland?
No.
Me neither. I've been coming here. Gabe, how long have I been coming here?
Let's see. First time was the summer between freshman and sophomore year, so that's what, 12 years.
Wow, you guys have known each other forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
First day of freshman orientation.
Was that the first day?
First hour. We met online at breakfast. We amused each other with gross comments about the food.
That's right. I'd forgotten about that.
Even then, he cracked wise about food.
Only now I get paid for it.
All these years. That is really remarkable.
Or really neurotic, depending on how you look.
Hey!
No, it's great. Tommy and I had this codependent thing going on. I'd have these paralyzing crushes, and he would hit on the women before I could even bring myself to make the first move.
That's a lie.
I'm exaggerating. Only slightly.
That's not true.
Tommy, Bubby, think about it.
All right, Kathy. What's her name?
Yeah, and what about the other Kathy? There was Kathy with a K and Kathy with the C.
Right, there are two Kathys. I forgot about that.
Two Kathys, two broken hearts.
Poor thing.
And Emily, remember Emily? Oh, and Mindy Glazer.
Okay. See, Karen, I could go for, but she wouldn't have me.
Oh.
Yeah, he can't give you what I can give you, baby. Karen, you know, I know, I've seen him naked.
I have no complaints.
Touche.
Thank you.
So I guess I'm supposed to say I've heard so much about you.
Have you?
Enough. What do you do?
Just another jaded lawyer, burnout at 31, but hanging in there for want of anything better to do.
Uh-huh.
And you?
Beth's an artist.
Karen.
A damn good artist.
No.
Me.
Needs.
So how do you know Karen?
Doubled it.
Oh, right.
In-house promo. She wrote the copy. I designed it.
What a team.
You still there?
No, I got out.
She left me. It's just not the same without you.
You'll survive.
It's not.
I'm freelancing now. I'm at Warner.
Mm-hmm.
Mass market paperbacks, direct mail to booksellers, that sort of thing. You, as if you think what I do is interesting. It's not. If I'm still doing this 5 years from now, do me a favor and shoot me.
Okay, if you insist.
Beth is really a terrific artist.
I really wish you would stop saying
All
that.
right, well, what kind of stuff you do? Expressionistic, neo-psychotic?
Excuse me?
I mean, what style? What you call it? Realistic?
I hate labels.
Okay.
But
okay.
do you know art?
Not really.
Then why ask for labels? I mean, why not just take it at face value?
Can I see?
No!
Okay.
Why
sorry.
would I let you
I don't know. I just thought.
I mean, forgive me, but who are you to me anyway?
You're right. I'm nobody.
Sharing one's art, that comes with a trust. It's a gift. Never show my art on a first date.
Oh, is this a date? I thought this wasn't a date.
So what can we do? Give me something to do.
Here, make a dressing.
How do you want me to do that?
Mince a shallot.
What's a shallot?
Yeah, so I do actually remember you from the wedding, too.
What do you remember?
You dancing right toward the end when you were by yourself.
Oh, God. I can't believe you saw that.
Oh, yeah, sure, I saw you. I was watching. I mean, you look beautiful. I mean, you're dancing. It's quite a sight.
Well, that was a fun wedding.
Was it? I don't even remember it. Is that my wine?
Oh, come on. You know it was. You guys really know how to throw a wedding.
Yeah, they know all this stuff. They're perfect.
I really don't. I have very little recollection of it. I was in an altered state most of the
Oh,
time.
honey, you were a wreck.
Oh.
She made me gather everyone together for the ceremony 10 minutes early, remember? She was in a panic.
It's true, I was.
I remember.
She said to me, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. I wanna do it now.
It's true.
And so what did I do? Dutiful husband that I am, rushed around to everyone and said, quick, get over there. Karen wants to do it now. So I had to push people away from the hors d'oeuvres. My future depended on
I
it.
don't think I got to try a single hors d'oeuvre.
You didn't miss anything.
Oh.
So does it feel different being married?
What do you think?
I think it does.
Feels calmer than before, don't you think?
It's true. The social pressure that comes with being single is gone.
Even when we were living together, we felt it. Now that we're married,
What was nebulous and non-committal is now right out there. Sharp focus. We're married. We're a married couple.
it's strangely comforting. There's no way out now. You've gone and done it. May as well relax and enjoy it.
It's like, okay, now you can get on with your life.
Exactly.
That sounds so wonderful. When you're single, you expend so much energy.
Oh, I know.
You're always looking, always feeling scrutinized. It's exhausting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting married one of these days, having kids, the whole bit.
So do it.
Yeah, the single stuff is getting awfully tired.
Oh, I know. I never thought I'd be in this predicament. I thought I'd be married with 2 kids by now.
You were hardly in a predicament.
Well, I mean, look at you guys, and I think, why not? What am I so scared of anyway?
I don't know. What are you?
Oh, shit!
What?
Well,
Nothing.
Oh, she's cut herself. That's all.
Well, she okay?
No, it's nothing, really.
Beth!
Leave it under the water.
Have you got any Band-Aids or
No, it's
something?
nothing, God!
Just leave
Look
it.
under there. Here, put pressure on it.
Would everybody please? Okay, I'm all right, really. It's just a stupid cut.
Are you sure? Let me see.
It's really not that bad.
We just sharpened those knives. I should have warned you.
It's all right. It's not your fault. Forget about it. I'm
All right,
fine.
where's the patient?
Over here, doctor.
This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me.
Thank you.
Look at that sky.
Ooh!
Come, let's go see.
I'm so embarrassed.
Nah, don't be.
I feel like such an idiot.
Why?
I was just trying to be a good little house guest, and it's like I end up in the emergency room.
No, don't worry about it. Gabe and Karen's job is to make the rest of the world feel incompetent. It's their job.
You want to go out there?
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, I'll freshen you up for that. For you.
Thanks. Oh, wow.
Such a beautiful night. We've got to eat outside. Got to see that sky.
I will. What's for dinner?
Bluefish, corn, salad, nothing special.
Sounds great.
But,
We've got some sun.
oh, I know.
Looks nice.
Thanks, my hair always lightens in the summer. What are you doing? Do me a favor, grab the wine on your way out. Oh, citronella.
Got him. So, what do you think of Beth?
Oh, she's nice. She's intense. Better yet, what does she think of me?
I don't know. I think she likes you.
Yeah? Then I like her.
Oh, you're so deep.
Tom, get out of here. You're going to miss the sunset.
Go. Destiny calls.
Oh, wow!
Isn't that incredible?
Oh, yeah, it is. Really is.
Lights fade. Present. 5 months after the end of Act 1, spring. Karen and Gabe's garden patio of their Connecticut home. Karen and Beth are setting the patio table for lunch.
When you promise your little girl you're going to call at 8 o'clock, and 8 o'clock comes and goes,
Oh, no.
and 9, and 10.
It's terrible.
She's devastated, sobbing, and I'm the one who has to do damage control.
Poor kid.
He's out there somewhere cavorting with his girlfriend, and Lori's leaving all these heartbreaking messages on his voicemail. Daddy, where are you, Daddy?
God.
He just doesn't get it.
Did he finally call?
Yeah, at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No.
Tell Laurie I'm really sorry.
What a schmuck.
If you want to tell your daughter you're sorry, call her when she's awake and tell her yourself.
Unbelievable. Was he always like this, or is this what happens to people when they break up? Do they get stupid, or what?
I
I'm
know.
telling you, this whole thing with you and Tom, it's like men get by for years without really talking to you, and then one day when they finally do, it's to tell you they're leaving.
You and Gabe talk.
Yeah. You sure you don't mind eating outside?
Not at all. The sun feels great.
I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
I know.
You look wonderful, you really do.
Thank you.
We were worried about you.
Really?
You disappeared on us.
I didn't mean to.
I'd leave messages and you wouldn't call back right away.
I know. I'm sorry. I needed some time to myself, you know?
You're mad at me or anything, are you?
Mad at you? Why would I be mad at you?
I don't know. When this thing first happened, we talked all the time.
I know.
You dropped by all the time, and after a while...
Well, I thought you were getting sick of me.
No.
I was getting sick of me.
Are you sure I didn't offend you in some way?
Karen, what would you have done to offend me?
Well, you don't think on some level you blame me for this whole thing?
Oh, God, that is ridiculous.
It was my idea to introduce
So
you.
what? We were grown-ups. We knew what we were doing.
Yeah, but I set this whole thing in motion, all the rancor and rage and the pains that the kids that are going through.
Oh, it was out of your control. That we came together was as much out of your control as our falling apart was. You can't control everything, Karen. Even though you'd like to think you can.
So I guess you immersed yourself in your work all this time, which was probably the healthiest thing you could have done.
Well, actually, no. I haven't been in my studio in weeks.
How come?
The pressure to paint has totally lifted.
Oh, that'll pass.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about it. I don't want to paint anymore.
Why?
Well, right after Tom left, this unburdening took place. I looked at what I've been doing with my life, and it seemed so insignificant to me.
No.
Yes, I realized Tom was right. I was using painting as an excuse not to get on with my
How
life.
can you say that? After all these years, all that hard
Well,
work?
let's face it, I was never very good.
That's not true. You're very good.
Karen, you don't have to say that anymore.
I like your stuff.
It's okay, I'm over it. It's not important anymore.
Wow. So, what have you been doing with yourself all winter?
Well, therapy twice a week.
Good.
And I'm seeing someone.
Why, you little devil. Isn't that great?
It is. He's a wonderful man.
What's his name?
David.
Uh-huh. How'd you meet him?
Actually, I met him years ago, like 10 years ago or something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he and Tom used to work together.
Uh-oh. Another lawyer.
Yeah, right?
Oh, well, can't have everything.
Anyway, he just happened to call for Tom.
Uh-huh.
And I filled him in on what was going on, and he was very compassionate, and it turned out his marriage was falling apart too. And so we met for a drink, and, you know, it turned out we had a lot in common, and I've been seeing him ever since.
Well, it certainly seems to agree with you.
Oh, it's been...
I think it's great you're getting your feet wet. The hell with Tom.
Well, actually, it's a bit more serious than wet feet. I'm sorry. Isn't this silly? It's like high school. I'm blushing. It's just so exciting. Stealing away when we can.
How long has this been going on?
A few months. We're having such a good time.
A few months?
He's teaching me how to rollerblade.
God.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it too. We play hooky some afternoons, and he takes me out to, you know, along the canal.
Do you wear knee pads and a helmet and everything? Because you
Yes.
could really hurt yourself on those things. You know?
It's fun. You should try it. We'll give you and Gabe a lesson.
Yeah, I can just see Gabe.
He's so full of life, David. He's so open and optimistic. He's a playmate. That's what he is. A wonderful playmate.
Boy, that was fast.
What?
Tom was barely out the door.
Oh, Karen.
You didn't want to be alone for a while? You haven't been alone in a dozen years.
I've always been alone. Don't you see? I spent my marriage alone.
But to get involved with someone right away?
I'm in love with him.
How could you be in love with him?
I am.
You only just started seeing him.
I knew him years ago, I said.
Through Tom?
Right, but we went out socially a few times, the two couples.
But that's different.
I mean, it's not like he's a stranger. I mean, the preliminaries were out of the way. There's a history there. There was already a kind of shorthand.
Okay, I can understand it's being exciting. I understand that, but love?
Why is it so hard to believe? I fell in love with Tom that first weekend at the vineyard.
Okay, and look where that got you. Sorry. I just think you have to be careful.
Karen,
You're very vulnerable
oh,
right now.
please.
I don't want you to get hurt.
I'm gonna marry him. David is not Tom. He's not. They're very different men, and there's no hidden agenda with him. What you see is what you get, you know? I mean, he talks to me. He tells me what he's thinking. He lets me in. So much of my marriage to Tom was this dark little tango, this adagio dance. I don't want that anymore. I want another shot at it with David, and David wants me.
I wish you well.
Thanks. He's great with the kids. You should see him with them. I mean, they're crazy about him. Particularly Sammy. He's all over him. I mean, things were so gloomy after Tom left. I mean, you have no idea.
I know.
I never thought my kids would laugh again. I mean it. It was that grand.
Sure.
I know what I'm doing, Karen. This is the man I'm meant to be with. I really believe that. I had to survive Tom so I could end up with David. It was my fate.
That may be. But still, I wish you'd give it more time.
And let this moment pass? No way. I don't want to let this moment pass. Look, why do I even bother?
What?
You think I'm crazy?
I never said that.
This is my opportunity for a real marriage, a real partnership. But you don't want me to have that, do you?
What an outrageous thing to say. Of course I do.
I'm finally feeling whole, finally feeling like I'm on the right track for the first time in my life. And what do? You undermine me.
I'm not undermining you. I'm only thinking of what's best for you.
Oh, I see.
Try being alone for a while. That's what I would do.
What's so great about being alone, huh? What's so great about it?
I would indulge myself, get to know
Oh,
myself
that's easy
better.
for you to say. You have Gabe, you have this life.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think you love it when I'm a mess.
What?
You do. You love it when I'm all over the place, flailing about. I finally find someone who's like an anchor, and you don't want to hear about it.
That is not true.
As long as I'm artsy and incompetent, everything's fine. But the minute I show any signs of being on an equal footing with you, forget it. You can't deal with it. You have to knock me
How
over.
can you say that?
Oh, come on, you need me to be a mess. You're invested in it. Every Karen needs
That's really isn't fair.
We all play the parts we're handed. I was the mess, the ditz, the comic relief, and you got to be Miss Perfect. Everything just right. Just the right wine, just the right spice, just the right husband. How was I supposed to compete with that?
Nobody was asking you to compete with anything.
Yeah, you're right. There was no contest. I couldn't possibly reciprocate those hostess gifts you would give me. I could never tell if you were being remedial or just plain hostile.
I had no idea that you felt this way.
We can't all be like you, Karen. God knows I've tried. No matter how much I stir, my soup still sticks to the pot.
In a conciliatory gesture, Beth takes Karen's hand.
We loved nothing more than having you in our house and cooking you meals.
We loved it too.
You're my family.
I know.
I spent my first 20 years doing whatever the hell I could do to get away from my family, and my second 20 years doing everything I could to cobble together a family of my own. I thought if I could choose my family this time, if I could make my friends my family.
Congratulations. The family you've chosen is just as fucked up and fallible as the one you were born into. How are the boys? And you and Gabe?
We're good. We're fine.
Lights fade. The same day, a bar in Manhattan. Gabe is drinking Pellegrino. He has the self-conscious look of someone drinking alone who is trying not to appear self-conscious. He's waiting for Tom, who is late. He glances at his watch, sips, reads the Times, looks around, checks his date book. Tom, looking fit in a smart summer suit, breezes in and joins him.
Gabe! Oh,
There you are.
Oh, good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss you. Oh.
I miss you too.
Whew. You been here long?
A few minutes.
Sorry about that. I just had this meeting.
Want some?
Yeah, please. God, it's been weeks.
Months.
Karen still pissed with me?
You could say that.
Boy, she really holds a grudge, doesn't she?
Well, this is sort of a biggie, though, don't you think? When'd you get to town?
This morning, Nancy came with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she loves New York. You know, thought we'd hang out, see a couple shows. And...
So you're gonna see the kids?
No, not this weekend. I have them next week. This is her week. I'm not gonna mess with that, believe me.
Oh.
Yeah, God forbid there's any change of plan. It's like Nuremberg.
You look great.
Oh, thanks. You know, I feel great. I'm running again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I lost a little weight.
Oh, more than a little.
Yeah, Nancy and I were up at 6.
Wow,
We
6.
run 4 or 5 miles
How
and come
do
back,
you do
make
it?
love in the shower, then off to work. That's my new regimen. And let me tell you, it's totally changed my perspective on my day.
Oh, must be those invigorating showers.
Oh, just- the things she's got me doing, baby.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, Nancy has more imagination, more daring, more wisdom. I mean, it just goes to show you how age is totally irrelevant. I mean, I'm a boy toy at 43.
Ah.
Yeah. She's so at home in her body. See, I've never known what that was like, you know. I love her teaches you that. It's something you learn together, you know. Beth and I never had that. She was never comfortable in her own body.
Really? Gee, I always thought,
Yeah, and so how could I expect her to be comfortable with mine? Nancy and I will be strolling along, you know, she'll put her hand on my ass or something, and then just like that, without even thinking that. So, well, with Beth, you know, sex was always up to me. It was never about her wanting me. It was never about desire. It was all about obligation. And then once the kids came, Jesus, you know how that is.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Sex became one more thing on my list of things to do. You know, Nancy and I, we were just like, totally in sync. She just has to stroke my fingers and I get hard. Or give me a look and laugh a certain way. Like, zing.
Do you two ever talk?
Oh. Yeah. I mean, you kidding? We talk all the time. Remember what that's like when a relationship is new? I mean, all that talk, all that sex, all that laughter. Nancy's, she hears me. She just hears me.
Uh-huh.
She saved my life, Gabe. She really did. I mean, she breathed new life into me.
Good, that's great, I'm glad. What?
What are you thinking? Come on.
What do you mean?
Come on, I know you. I know that look.
I'm just listening. You don't want me to say anything, right?
Oh, Christ.
No, isn't that what you told me?
I said to you I said that to you when I was still very raw.
Oh, and you're not so raw anymore. Well, what are the rules then? You got to fill me in here, pal. I got to know the rules so I don't step out of bounds.
Gabe,
Okay, you want to know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, I hear you talking, Tom. I hear these words coming out, and you sound like a fucking Mooney to me, Tom. You really do.
I'm trying to tell you, I was dying. Okay, you don't understand that, do you? I was losing the will to live. Isn't that dying? The life I was leading had no relationship to who I was or what I wanted. It was deadening. The constant logistics of, you pick up Sam, take him to lollipop tennis, I'll take Lori to hockey practice, and just keep going.
But that's...
And this is not what we talk about. No, really, no, this is what we pass the conversation
know,
around. Then the dog finished me right off. Oh man, that dog, Sarge. It wasn't big enough that we had 2 cats and a fish and a guinea pig. No! Beth felt that the kids had to have a dog because she had a dog. Okay? I spent my entire adult life cleaning shit. From one form of shit or another, and now I was on to dog shit. I should have gone into waste management. I mean, how do you keep love alive when you're shoveling shit all day long?
We've all made sacrifices for our kids. It's the price you pay for having a family.
Yeah, but you have to really want that.
What do you mean?
You and Karen, you really wanted it. That's what I realized. I never really did.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what I was thinking. It was completely against my nature.
What was?
Settling down, having kids, it was just one more thing I did because it was expected of me, not because I had any real passion for it. Like law, it was a foregone conclusion since the age of 10 that I'd be a lawyer like my father. I always felt, inauthentic living this life. You know?
What, you were a party boy trapped in the body of a family man? Tommy, I could swear I actually saw you enjoying yourself on a number of occasions in the last decade or so.
Well, sure, but honestly, most of the time I was just being a good sport.
A good sport.
You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. You were faking it? You mean to tell me that all those years, Tom, the 4 of us together, raising our kids together, the dinners, the vacations, the hours of videotape, you were just being a good sport?
No,
Then what, Tom? I don't get it. I was there as well as you. The misery you described, the agony. Gee, I thought we were all just living our lives, sharing our humdrum little experiences. I thought you were there, wholeheartedly there. And now you're saying you had an eye on the clock and a foot out the door?
You've got to stop taking this so personally.
How would you take it? You say you were wasting your life. That's what you say.
I didn't mean you and Karen. I didn't mean you. I never meant you. I never mean you. You're my best friend. I've got to be able to say this stuff to you. I'm not talking about.
But it's not that simple, Tom. We were there. Karen and Danny and Isaac and I, we were all there. We were all a big part of that terrible life you had to get the hell away from. Isaac's totally freaked out by this, by the way. So when you repudiate your entire adult life...
It's not what I've done.
That's essentially what you've done. and I can understand how you might find it necessary to do that. It must be strangely exhilarating, blowing everything to bits.
Gabe,
I mean it! You build something that's precarious, even in the best of circumstances, and you succeed, or at least you make it look like you've succeeded. Your friends think you have. You had us fooled. And then one day you blow it all up. It's like, I watch Danny and Isaac sometimes dump all their toys on the floor, Legos and blocks and toy trains, and build these elaborate cities together. They'll spend hours at it. They'll plan and collaborate and squabble and negotiate, but they'll do it. And then what do? They wreck it. No pause to revel in what they accomplished, no sigh of satisfaction. They just launch into a full throttle attack, bombs bursting, and tear the whole damn thing apart.
Just want you to be my friend. That's all. I want you to be happy for me.
Oh, happy for you.
Happy I turned my life around.
Sure, Tom, I'm happy for you.
You know, you can be so fucking smug sometimes.
What?
You're not immune to all this, you know. Even you and Karen.
What?
Never mind.
What?
Oh, come on, Gabe. I've heard you complain.
Oh, well, sure, we all complain. That's what married friends do. We joke about sex and bellyache about our wives and kids, but that doesn't mean we're about to leave them. Marriages all go through kind of a baseline wretchedness from time to time. But we do what we can to ride those patches out.
Like my parents did? Like your parents? They rode it out for 50 years? Is that what you want me to do, is it? What kind of example would we be setting for our kids? For my kids? That we're all powerless to change our lives? You make a mistake, too bad. Just gotta live with it.
I don't know.
I mean, don't you ever just want to chuck it all out and start all over again? Don't you, kid? Come on, admit it.
Yeah, sure, of course I do.
Okay.
But the feeling passes. The key to civilization, I think, is fighting the impulse to chuck it all. Where would we be with everybody's ids running rampant?
All I'm saying is, don't do what I did. Don't shut your eyes. I was so steeped in denial and resignation. I know the signs, believe me.
Why are you doing this? Huh?
I'm your friend. I'd hate for you to wake up at 50 and...
You don't get it. I cling to Karen. I cling to her. Imagining a life without her doesn't excite me. It just makes me anxious.
Okay.
It all goes by so fast, Tom. I know. The hair goes and the waist and the stamina. Capacity for staying up late to read or watch a movie, never mind sex. Want to hear a shocker? Karen is premenopausal. That's right. My sweetheart, my lover, that sweet girl I lolled around with on endless Sundays is getting hot flashes. It doesn't seem possible. We spend our youth unconscious, feeling immortal. Then we marry and having kids and awaken with a shock to mortality. Theirs, ours, that's all we see. We worry about them, their safety, our own. Airbags, plane crashes, pederasts, spend our middle years wanting back the dreamy, carefree part, the part of years we fucked and pissed away. Now we want that back. Because we know how fleeting it all is. Now we know, and it just doesn't seem fair that so much of it is gone when there's really so little left. So some of us try to regain unconsciousness. Some of us blow up our homes. And others of us take up piano. I'm taking piano.
Hey,
We had a vow. You too. Not a marriage, but something like it.
yeah?
We were supposed to get old and fat together, the four of us. and watch each other's kids grow up and cry together at their
It's
weddings.
not like I'm dead, you know? I'm just...
I thought we were in this together, you know? For life.
Isn't that just another way of saying misery loves company?
Ooh.
I'm kidding. I'm just... Hey, you know, I'll still be there. It just won't be with Beth. How is she?
Fine, I think. We haven't seen her that much. Karen was supposed to have lunch with her today.
You meet David yet?
David.
You know, the guy she sent.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know, he's actually a very nice guy. I don't hold anything against him. I mean, you gotta hand it to him. Hanging in there for all these years, finally getting what he wanted.
Uh-huh. How do you mean?
Well, he really fell for Beth, you know, when he was really in love with her. I'm not sure she told you all about it.
Oh, uh-huh.
Well, that's what's so weird about all this. I mean, we could have broken up back then when they had their thing, you know. We stuck it out 10 years and 2 kids later, and they're back together. I better go. I told Nancy I'd meet her at Saks. She loves taking me shopping. She hates my tie. She gave me this one for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Listen, I'll call you. Hey, how about, I'm seeing the kids next weekend. What if we could,
Actually, we're going to be away next weekend.
Oh,
My sister's in New Hampshire. We said we...
oh, okay. Well, next time, then.
Sure.
You know, I cannot wait for you to meet Nancy. I am telling you, you're going to love her. She knows a lot about food.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she wants to be a nutritionist.
Really? I thought she was a travel agent.
I mean, she is. I mean, she just doesn't want to do that forever. You know, she wants to go back to school, get a degree, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We'll all go out to dinner, the 4 of us. How's that?
No. This one's on me.
You sure? Well, thanks. I'll get the next one.
That's right. The next
Well,
one.
when's your train? I'll walk out with you.
Actually, I'm not going home. I'm flying up to the vineyard.
Oh, yeah?
My flight's not till 7. Karen and the boys are driving up right now. We're opening up the house this weekend.
God, I can't believe it's already summer.
Almost.
I'm jealous. I wish I was going with you.
Yeah, well. Goodbye, Tom.
I'll call you. Say hi to Karen if you think she'd be glad to hear from you. And send my love to the boys. Tell Isaac everything's going to be okay.
Bye.
Tom waves and goes. Gabe's smile fades as he watches Tom walk away. He knows it is the last time they will see each other. Tom looks back one last time. Gabe smiles and waves again. Lights fade. Later that night, Karen and Gabe's bedroom in the house on Martha's Vineyard. Karen is in a nightgown. Gabe is offstage brushing his teeth. He enters in his undershirt and boxers. Together, they methodically make their bed before finally getting into it.
Are you sure that's what he meant?
When they had their thing. What else could that mean?
You sure he wasn't trying to discredit her?
No, it wasn't like that. There was nothing malicious about it. He assumed I already knew that Beth had already told us herself.
10 years ago?
That's what he said.
But that wasn't long after they got married.
That's right.
We saw them practically every weekend in those days. When would she have had time to have an affair?
I don't know, during the week.
Such a happy time for all of us.
I know.
There was nothing strange going on, was there? Do you remember any funniness?
No, but what do I know?
I thought it seemed a little too convenient, her white knight surfacing all of a sudden. Why didn't she ever tell me? Who would she have confided in if not me?
Well, people don't usually go around discussing their affairs, do they? Otherwise, they wouldn't be affairs.
She could have told me this afternoon.
How could she? She spent all these months portraying herself as the wronged woman. She couldn't drop a bombshell like that. Her credibility would have been shot to hell.
What does this say about our friendship? What were all those years about? So what did you say when he let it slip?
Nothing.
Nothing. God, Gabe, there you go playing dumb again.
Why, what would you have done?
I would have said, wait a minute, back up. What thing 10 years ago?
You know what it was? I just didn't have it in me.
What do you mean?
I sat there today listening to him go on about his new life and all this great sex and how wonderful everything is, and I don't know. began to feel sad.
Really, sweetie?
So detached from him.
Really?
I could feel myself pulling back. I could see him receding from view, getting smaller and smaller. And I realized I don't love him anymore.
Honey.
I don't. Too much was said. I said too much. I learned too much.
Yeah. It's kind of how I felt today with Beth.
Yeah?
Like a whole chunk of our history has been erased and there's no present tense. She's so resentful of me. I had no idea. I don't know how we could ever get back to where we were. Am I judgmental? Am I intolerant?
Am I supposed to answer that?
So how'd you leave it with Tom?
Oh, you know, the obligatory, we have to get back together. He wants to meet, what's her name? Nancy.
Oh, God, no. I couldn't handle it.
Don't worry, it will never happen.
You really don't think so?
They begin to read.
Remind me in the morning, I promised the boys steamers for dinner tomorrow night.
Okay.
Looks good.
So does she. She's looking pretty again.
Must be all the incredible sex.
Apparently. I had a dream the other night.
Oh, yeah?
We were here making love. It was so simple and effortless, the way it used to be
Well, it still is.
sometimes.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing, Gabe. You're missing my point.
I'm sorry. Go on. Please, I want to hear about your dream.
Remember how we just find ourselves in each other's arms? All the time, every time. We needed no bridges. That's all I'm saying. It was like that in the dream. We were here in the dark, and it was delicious. And then I realized, I sensed in the dream, we weren't alone.
What do you mean?
There were other people in the bed with us.
Uh-oh, our parents.
No, not our parents. Not our parents. It was another couple, though. And they were sitting up in bed alongside us, watching us, analyzing us, whispering in this ongoing commentary, bickering with each other.
Well, that's easy. Tom and Beth.
No, not Tom and Beth.
No?
They were us.
What do you mean?
Both couples were us. Two versions of us, young and middle-aged, in the same bed, at the same time.
Huh.
Is that all you have to say?
What?
Any thoughts?
Well,
Anything?
I really don't know what more to say.
Great. Fine.
No, I mean, you're right. It is interesting. The two versions of us coexisting.
Never mind.
Karen.
Good night.
Hey. Honey. Honey, come on.
How come the minute the conversation turns to us, you struck mute? Huh, Gabe?
I don't know.
What is that? We can sit here and go on and on about everyone we know and all the problems of the world. The minute for a guy who's pretty damn articulate about a number of things, do you ever wonder about it, Gabe? Do you ever wonder why that is?
Yeah, sometimes.
And I tell you, I confide in you this dream I had,
Uh-huh.
this revealing dream I had about us, and you have nothing to say?
Well, sure I do.
What? Speak.
It obviously, I think it's about what happens to couples.
What?
I think It's the inevitable. Evolution.
Inevitable?
Yes. I think it is.
And what is it?
What?
The evolution. Define it.
You want me to...
Yes! Talk to me, Gabe! God damn it, you have to talk to me!
Okay! I think it's what happens when practical matters begin to outweigh abandon. You know?
Abandon?
Uh-huh.
Is that it? Do they have to?
I think so. I think so.
Why?
I think it's, you know, having kids, having to pay the mortgage, making the deadline, marinating the snapper.
Don't you ever miss me, Gabe?
What?
Don't you ever miss me?
Oh, God, honey, yes. Yes. Sure, I miss you. I miss you a lot.
How do we not get lost?
Uh-oh. You know what time it is?
What?
It's that time again.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm afraid so.
Not tonight, Gabe. Really?
It's really time for me to scare you.
No, Gabe, please don't scare me.
Sorry, kid, that's just the way it is.
Please, please don't.
It can happen any time now.
Please, Gabe.
Any second.
No,
Sorry, kid.
no. Please.
A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.